Hi guys, my name is Emily Sunday. I received my undergrad at Shippensburg University in 2013 for early childhood education, pre-K to 4, and I'm obviously currently attending Millersville through a blended approach so I can earn my master's degree in early childhood, but I will have a STEM endorsement added to my certificate. I was a long-term sub for 2 years in York County. I then got a full-time teaching position in Chester Upland School District, which is south of Philadelphia, for 1 year, and I taught first grade. I had 34 students and no aide, so that was a lot. I'm now finishing my third year at West York Area School District, and I'm currently a math teacher. So I teach math 3 times a day, guided reading once. Next year, I'll be teaching math twice a day and science twice a day, which is why I'm getting my STEM endorsement. Interests include cooking and baking just recently. I'd like to say reading, however, I haven't read anything other than a college textbook in about 2 years. I enjoy exercising, anything outside, and this summer I would like to learn how to knit and to play the piano. So we'll see how that goes. So the 7 strategies of assessment for learning. For strategy one, I think it's super important to be posting lesson essential questions on the board, but it should be in kid-friendly language so that students are never questioning what it is that they're learning that day, and it should be referenced frequently. Strategy two, using examples is just best practices. So for instance, writing is such a great example for this, showing students what an acceptable writing piece would be versus something that may not be acceptable so they can actually see that difference. STEM projects are another example we could use. So my fourth grade team just did playground projects, and we went through the process of building, revising, and what that looks like. So we were able to show the students some examples before they got started. But it's also super important, as referenced on page 12, that students should be able to see the revision process so they understand that that's normal and that needs to happen when they're creating something. The next strategy, so, offering students feedback during the lesson. There's no point in grading something if students are not ready for this. So this is a great time for formative assessment and quick check. So something that you're not necessarily grading, but you're still seeing what the students understand. And then strategy four, teaching students to self-assess and set goals. We do a lot of this in fourth grade. So we teach them how to identify strengths and weaknesses and to give themselves blows and grows. So actually thinking about strategies that they could use in order to improve something, whether it be studying at home, doing homework, referencing an interactive notebook to help them. We go through and we talk about that with them, and also, learning to ask themselves questions about what it is that they're doing. Strategy five, using evidence of student learning needs to determine next steps. So this kind of goes back to formative assessment, because we know that assessment drives instruction, and based on the data that you get, that's a great time for differentiation and small group instruction. Strategy six, I'm at 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Designing focused instruction followed by practice with feedback. Here it was kind of talking about like isolating a certain issue. So if you look at word problems, that's a great example of how that is something that really needs to be broken down for students step by step, and kind of like conquering one goal at a time within that bigger lesson. Lastly, providing opportunities for students to track, reflect on, and share their learning progress. We do this in fourth grade by having a cumulative project that students do at the end of the year, throughout the year, called student-led conferences, where they essentially post everything that they've learned throughout the year, and they're able to reflect on it and then share it with their parents in order to really own their learning. Thanks, guys.